268 deals with non-classified employees and just expanding that list to executive employees. So non-classified means protected at-will employees versus classified meaning protected class of employees. Why I went up to the executive, why I went with the definition for executive employees is it is an actual definition within state code currently. It deals with bureau chiefs or higher. These are decision-making people. When I look at across the country, some of the states, currently we align more with California, New York, Massachusetts, country or states that we usually don't align with very much politically. Now this moves us a little bit closer into states like Georgia, Florida, Texas. Now within that, some of the states do a lot more. You look at Texas. Texas actually has all state employees at will. Georgia has all at will except for a very, very small classification of employees. Florida still is a little bit deeper into the cut than what we're going with this bill. But what I'm trying to deal with are the people that actually are making decisions for our state. The amount, these are decisions when it comes to spending. These are decisions when it comes to how we're going to operate a certain program. And I do think it's important that we have as the directors do have that ability to go down there when they have bad decision-making employees instead of having to go through a classification program where they're putting them on a probationary thing for 6 months and then they end up all they end up doing is looking to go shift to a different agency. This gives us the ability to actually say, you made bad decisions, you put the state at risk, you're fired. So with that, I'm happy to stand for any questions.
Thank you.
Yes, that's common sense, right? You made bad decisions, you're fired. That's it. It's over. Now, of course, there was a lot of pushback on this one. Oh, who do you mean? What do you say? Blah, 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 blah. Which, there were some good questions. There was some good stuff back and forth. But we'll queue up here a moment between one of the representatives on the panel so that where Representative Tanner can really dial in here exactly what these exchanges are. So this entire exchange is great here. Let's roll that.
Will this stymie, let's say, good employees for maybe to want to promote up to bureau chief? I mean, will we see less people just because of the change wanting to promote up?
Representative Tanner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Representative. I hope not. I hope we get the good ones that actually are there making decisions. I think that when they're making decisions, they should understand that they are not protected. So they should be making good decisions that are going to be supported by this body, that they're listening to especially the funds that we're appropriating to them and making sure that it's spent in the way that the legislature is intended to be spent for. We've seen multiple times where within, I'll go back to health and welfare, for instance, that we've directed them to spend funds in a certain way and to do things in a certain way, and then they turn around and they don't. And then the AG's office gets involved. Well, those employees are still protected. I want the people that are in those positions, that are making those decisions for the state of Idaho, to make the right decisions based on the body that's of the legislature that is here. If they're not, they should be let go. Puts directors in a real bind when they've got employees that they can't really deal with. They can kind of shuffle them around, but they can't really deal with them when they do. I mean, again, protected class of people.
Representative Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I like this legislation. I believe it's a good way to be able to deal with bad actors. I always get citizens that are always complaining, well, the government's not following the law. What do I do? And what's that process? So I like this. I move that we send House Bill 268 to the floor with a due pass recommendation.
Committee, we have a motion to send House Bill 268 to the floor with the due pass recommendation. I do not